Welcome back to the final video, which is part 5 of my Stranded Deep speedrun on console. When it loads in, we are going to be on day 5. The goals for day 5 are to finish up the crafting that I need to go and fight Luska the Great. And after defeating Luska, hopefully everything runs smoothly. Hopefully more smoothly than the last 2 boss battles that I did. After defeating Luska, I'll get set up the end game and make my way to the escape. Right now the game is just loading in. If you remember on the last video that I did, part 4, where I defeated the Megalodon, I finished the video by being super lucky and finding the last gas canister that I needed. Hopefully, if I ever decide to do this type of speed run again, I'll be able to find that gas canister quicker. Maybe it was in some of those shipwrecks, the pirate-style shipwrecks that I didn't go to because I typically don't find anything in them. But for future reference, I think if anyone is going to beat this speed run, they're going to have 2 gas cans a lot earlier than I was able to get them. Today's day 5. I think I potentially could have finished the speed run on day 5. But that's not going to be the case for this run here. I'm going to check the direction that I need to be headed in right now. And as the sun rises, we are going to be going into, I think, day 6. So right now I'm just trying to make sure that I have everything ready for the last boss battle. There's quite a few things on my character that I'm not going to need anymore, so there's no point in taking them with me. Really, I just need the spears and the supplies for the endgame. And with the sun rising, I'm going to set off into the ocean and start the last boss battle. I had a bit more time to think about the bosses that I would like to see in Stranded Deep 2, and I realized that, I mean, you can't do the giant eel again because you already did that. They could do a frilled shark, and if you haven't seen a frilled shark, it looks like a prehistoric animal. It is just pure nightmare fuel. I think only a few have ever actually been spotted and captured. Of course, the one that was captured didn't live very long, as it's virtually impossible to keep any shark alive in captivity. But you can find some footage of them on the internet, and they're just terrifying, like way more terrifying than a regular shark. I listened to the recording that I did yesterday, and there was a part where I said that I swore, and I guess I must have sworn just under my breath enough that it was not picked up by the microphone. I should have tested that before I started doing the recordings, because then I would have been able to leave my air conditioner on. And that really would have helped. It's, you know, the Canadian province that I live in is one of extreme temperatures. Extreme cold in the winter and extreme heat and humidity in the summer. I think this week it's been close to 95 degrees Fahrenheit, which I have no idea what that is in Celsius. Like, if there's a Canadian person that's watching and they're like, what is it in Celsius? Who knows? Why does Canada even do Celsius? Like, if you live in Canada, go check your oven right now. The temperature's in Fahrenheit. Sometimes people are like, oh, it's 1 meter tall. I have no idea what that is. I can't imagine what 1 meter looks like. How big is it in feet and inches? You know, like even my driver's license in Canada has my height in inches. Like, have you ever looked at someone and thought, "Oh man, yeah, that guy's built like 180 inches tall"? Like, no. Sometimes I say that, as a kid, I didn't understand why Americans would make fun of Canada. And as an adult, I don't understand why the Americans don't make fun of us more. Maybe we're just too easy of a target. Well, I would say it's more so generally that I don't think Americans really care about Canada. I don't think they think about Canada. There's just too much good stuff going on in America to really think about Canada. And check the compass, make sure that I'm headed out in the right direction. It's still pretty early in the day. I would say this time is typically too early for me even just to go fishing in the ocean, just because it's a little too dark out there. That good lighting in the ocean only lasts for like maybe 4 or 5 hours in game, so about 5 minutes. It always seems that like it always feels like the nighttime cycle lasts a lot longer than the daytime cycle. On PS4, if you look up at the clouds, I chose the option to have the lenticular clouds turned on. Really have no idea what that does, but they do look nice. Seems like right now I'm having a little bit of problems finding my way to Lusco, which should have been directly north. And all I'm seeing at the moment is just open ocean. And actually heading in, no, still heading in somewhat the right direction. I think the issue here was that I went too far north, and it's not north towards me. It's actually eastern. Oh, there comes the pop-up. It's actually day 5 right now, so there is still potential that this speed run could end on day 5. I just have to have a quick boss battle with Luska, and then the issue is going to be that it takes, I would estimate, about 12 hours to boil the potatoes into fuel. Pretty sure I'm good for everything else. I think I have enough coconuts. Coconuts aren't too big of a worry because I should be able to get them on the last island that I have to stop at. I might be crazy, but I think I remember a time when there could be 2 coconuts on a tree. And I don't think I had that experience in this playthrough. I'm pretty sure I only found 1 coconut per tree. And as you saw in the last video, I got pretty risky climbing up some of those really tall trees. On console, if you climb a tree too high, he'll just slip and fall off. And if he fell off and broke his leg, that would have been maybe not a huge setback, but definitely would have taken some time just to go out and craft the splint that's needed. And once the splint is crafted and applied, he like instantly heals from it. Like there's no lag on any of the abilities that you can use. Not feeling too confident about this sail at the moment. I still just don't think I'm going out into the right direction. I just can't seem to find it, which is a little bit surprising as the last 2 boss battles went, at least the sailing to them went well. The battle itself, I was pretty lucky. I think this whole speed run was a mixture of I was just a little bit more lucky than I was unlucky. Like I got bit by snakes, but there were pippy plants on all the islands. I had some setbacks, but when I had setbacks, I regained the time through finding the potatoes early. There, I've just spotted the buoy that is the marker for Luska the Great, the final bass bottle with the boss in the game that has the highest HP. I tried to get my hunting skill up, and hopefully that's going to help. Typically, when I would do this boss battle, I would have some refined spears to do double damage, and I do not have any of those spears with me this time. I just have good old-fashioned plain spears, and hopefully that's going to be enough. I think right here I'm trying to throw that compass out in the water because I'm not going to need it again, and I can't pick it up. So that's okay. Thinking about this boss battle, maybe I should have tried a speedy deep strategy and taken a crate with me and tried to place it on the buoy in case I don't have enough spears. And I felt like maybe it was a little bit risky. If the buoy if the spears fall off the buoy, then there's not much that I can do there's not much I can do if I don't have enough spears. If I don't have enough spears to complete the boss battle, I could attempt to swim back to my boat. It's pretty close. So I can swim back to my boat. I could hopefully get the spears I need, maybe only get lightly hit once, and get back to the buoy. The strategy that I'm going to use is just to keep my back against the buoy, and this will put me in a hitbox where this giant squid can't hit me. And battle's begun. So right now, Luska is just going to circle around me. I don't really think this is a glitch in the game. I don't really think it's an exploit. I think it's what Luska is programmed to do. He's just to swim in circles around the buoy. And if perhaps that's why, if you go to the bottom of the chain, it just looks like Luska's swimming really quickly around it, and it makes Luska easier to hit. Again, I've never done that to work on console. It could just be a PC thing, could be that I'm just not doing it right. Because spear management is particularly important in this boss fight. Every time I throw a spear, I'm counting exactly how many I've thrown. I think I have 40 spears with me, and I think maybe I might be able to miss 2 or 3 times, but ultimately I don't think I can miss. I think if I miss, it's going to cause a problem. Right there. That's going to cause a problem. Looks like it just bounced off the buoy in front of me. I found that this is by far the safest way to do this boss battle. It's a lot quicker than trying to stay on your boat. It's a lot less dangerous than staying on your boat. But there's still the element of danger that Luska could grab you. You see, I continuously try and hit Luska right in its large bulbous head, because if you hit the tentacles, it just doesn't count. Jeez, went right underneath me there. That was a potential that maybe it could have grabbed me. I think Luska is the only boss that you fight in the game where once you hit it with a spear, it doesn't instinctually turn away from you. So far, I think I'm doing pretty good with this boss battle. Everything seems to be going according to plan. Luska is about half dead. My hunting skill just went up, so that's going to help. I think I saw that every level that you go up, your spears do about 7% more damage. So there's another close one there, but I think I might have gotten in a bit of a jab. Either way, Luska did not grab me. I think Luska probably does the most damage out of any of the bosses in the game. Right now, just really making quick work out of this one. That was a good shot. I didn't think I was going to get that one because I couldn't really see Luska at all when I was throwing the spear. I just had to imagine where Luska was going to be and get the spear all the time. It's a bit of an issue. as Lucy's circling around the buoy, she's actually pushing my boat further and further away from me. It's just going to make it more difficult if I run out of spears. Right now I'm kind of deciding on what I'm going to do. Am I going to dash to the boat? It's a bit of a risk. I do have a bandage on me, so it's maybe not as risky. Or I guess the alternative is to stay where I am and try and pick spears off of Luska as it comes by. Looks like I maybe have about 5 or 6 hits left. Every time Luska comes by, I'm just mashing the square button on my controller, and it's just not always picking up the spears. I felt like the buttons on my controller were a little bit sticky, so I cleaned them. I watched a YouTube video on how to clean your controller, and I did that, and then after my controller wouldn't work, and it turned out that it was just the charging cord that didn't work. Buying a new charger, yeah, that boat is really far away now. The boat is too far away now that I'm going to have to stay in the water, and this is a huge waste of time. It looks like the sun is going to start going down soon, and I really don't want to do this at nighttime. If I do this at nighttime, it's just going to be a lot harder, especially because I'm going to have to grab the spears and still manage to see Luska. That golden hour lighting would have been perfect right now. If you could actually get the golden hour lighting at a predetermined time, like 6 p.m., that first jab didn't count. I think the second one did though. If you could get the golden hour lighting at a predetermined time, then that would definitely be when you want to set up these boss battles, so that you have a solid 2 to 3 minutes of perfect light. Every minute it is just getting darker, and the darker it gets, the more complicated this becomes. Oh, right underneath me there. Oh, that jump could have killed me. Oh, yeah, see? Oh, make it. Oh. Too close for comfort. I mean, if I have that bandage on me, I guess I could be okay. I could survive a bite. But then I have to make it back to the buoy before Luska can drag me in under the water and move my position further away. Oh, I can barely see him at all now. Maybe one hit left should kill Luska. I can see where she is now, just because the spear is just sticking right up out of the side. Nice. Hopefully this should be the last spear. I'm gonna get in a quick little jab there. Oh, I got him. I thought I missed with that one. He's still alive. There's absolutely no health left in the health bar, but Luska is still alive. I just need that one more spear. Like, this running out of spears really cost probably an extra 3 or 4 minutes in this battle. Oh man, I'm just too far away there. I'm going to reposition myself on a different side of the buoy, because it seems that Luska is going closer to one side than the other side. It's so hard to see right now. I'm getting pretty desperate and a little bit antsy. Especially because Luska already grabbed me that one time there. Alright, we got a spear. I just need a good shot. Boom. And that means I'm 90% done. There's nothing left to worry about. I don't need to check shipwrecks. I don't need to be in the ocean any longer. I just need to get on this boat and sail north. Getting on the boat might be complicated. I do enjoy the vertical leap out of the ocean. Just saw some seagulls fly by there. Uh, I don't know why the seagulls are so close to the ocean. I'm trying to pick up that compass again, and it's still not working. The seagulls really shouldn't be this far out in the ocean. Maybe for the megalodon battle, that could be an easier way to find them, as the seagulls could be flying towards the decaying carcass of the whale. Just a sigh of relief there as the final bass bottle is done. And even though I did run out of spears, I felt like that boss battle went better than all of the other ones. I only got hit once, and I don't think it caused much of an effect. I don't think it hurt me too badly. And all that is left to do is to go to the very last island, which is going to be up in front of me. This one's going to be easy to find, and I'm not going to need the compass to find it, because when I'm close enough to the TV, you can see that the exit point is behind the island that I'm going to. So as long as I can see the exit point, I know that I'm headed in the right direction. Maybe I should check some more shipwrecks just to see if I can find any more batteries. It'd be interesting to see, if I counted through the playthrough, exactly how many batteries I collected and how many flashlights I collected and just how much junk I threw out. I think this last island is a small island, so there might be a giant crab on it. Other than that, I don't think there's going to be really anything to worry about on this island. This island is the second most northern point on the map, as the escape is the most northern point on the map. Towards the west, there's nothing, and towards the east, there's just other large islands that I did not go to. The sun is just going to start setting here. Something I noticed in the last video that I found funny was that I was holding a crate. I was holding a flare gun in one hand, and I was holding a crate with R2 just kind of like in the freehold. And as I went to throw the box up into the air, it shot off the flare, and it seems like the flare projected the box even further than I was going to throw it. I should do some more tests and see if there's any way that you can use that, if I could use that to my advantage. Maybe using a flare at nighttime for a boss battle would help get the run down in time, and then you can do the boss battle at night. The exit right now just looks like very, very ghostly. It's just shrouded in mist. It might not even be real. That could be really fun in Stranded Deep too, if there were some ghost ships and like you think you see a ship, but you don't really see a ship. You know, the first couple times it might get you, it might trick you, and then after that you'll catch on. Oh, yeah, here comes a giant crab already. He just went right under my boat and disappeared. Oh, there he is. I wonder why the giant crabs don't go in the water. Oh, there's two of them that came out to work as a team. He got me. I'm on top of the boat. He shouldn't have been able to get me like that. Giant crab, millions of years of evolution, undone by a pointed stick. Well, my health is not looking too great after that last boss battle. Lusk only hit me once, but I think it's just a combination of being low on food and low on water. I'm going to drink this coconut, and that will give me a little bit of a boost. I'm not sure if the game will allow me to do the exit if my character is too low on health or in need of food or water. I know the game will not let you do the exit if you're too sleepy. It would have been really nice if you could have crafted a base on top of that, on top of the shipwreck for the exit island. I've seen on console, not on console, I've seen on PC that island will sometimes have a crate ready for it. There's no crate on that island on console. Got bit by a little crab there. Having my axe out, and I'm just looking for some trees, some yucca plants. I need to have the 2 fire stills crafted, which means I need some sticks to craft the fire stills. I already have the, not the fire stills, the fuel stills. I think I already have the planks, I have the potatoes, I have the clay. Probably not going to need that axe again. Here's the 4 planks. Here are almost all of the supplies I need. I just need maybe some lashings, which I'm not too worried about, and the stones, because I have to create the fire, I have to create the stone pit, and then after those 2 things are created, I can begin to create the fuel still. I no longer have the pickaxe on me. I dropped that off on an island a little bit earlier, and I kind of didn't account for the amount of rocks that I'm going to need to build these last 2 objects, which I think comes down to 6 rocks. And I'm just going to check that now and see how many rocks that I need to complete these objects so that I can build the fuel cell. Yeah, looks like I'm going to need 6 rocks. Hopefully I can find them on this island. If I can't find 6 rocks, I'm kind of screwed if I can't find the 6 rocks. I'm definitely not going to find them in a fuel still. I mean, I'm definitely not going to be able to find the rocks inside of a crate, and I don't want to chip the shipwrecks. Looks like he's doing pretty good at the moment. Yeah, I think that's going to be all the rocks that I need, so no worries there. I think each island has 10 rocks on it. I'm not 100% sure on that. It would have been really nice if my character could find some fruit on this island just to get my health up a little bit more before I go. I still have some canisters of beans, but my main concern is going to be water. Just going to pick up some sticks to make sure that I have enough sticks to craft the fuel stills, and then once the fuel stills are crafted, I can either have my character go to sleep, which he doesn't need to sleep, it'll just fast forward into the daytime, or I can stay awake and try and entertain myself for a half hour while the nighttime cycle ends. Probably just makes more sense to go to sleep. Looks like I still have 1 anchovy left on my guy, so that'll definitely get my health up to where it needs to be. It looks like I'm still a little bit short of being able to build the fuel still, so I think I might have to chop down some trees and get a little bit more wood. kind of odd that you can find refined hammers throughout the game, but you can't find any. You can't find an axe, and you can't find a good knife. That's pretty good. That tree in 2 chops. You got what, 3 or 4 sticks out of it? At this point, my crafting skills and my harvesting skills should be pretty high up. There we go. There is my first fuel still up. Would have just asking to create having that fuel still in the quick craft menu for the second time would have been just too much to ask. Because I was still just low on supplies. Right. Yucca tree was hidden in there pretty well. And so my plan for the very end of the very end is that when I get to the exit point, which is the giant ship on the horizon there, that I'm going to disassemble my boat to get whatever lashings that I can get back from it, and I can use those lashings to help create any more coconut flasks that I need. I'm just not 100% sure on how many ropes I'm going to get back. It looks like I actually have a spare potato right there too, so I must have ended up with 9 potatoes. There's 4 for the first fuel still, there's 4 for the last still, so a total of 9 potatoes, which is awesome. And right now I just need to create, I'm not even sure what that thing's called. I need to create the ability to make the fire with a hand drill. And the thing that I'm holding looks absolutely nothing like a hand drill. It's just like a bunch of sticks tied together. I don't know, you're not going to make a fire out of a bunch of sticks tied together, that's for sure. His health is really low. And he needs to be able to regenerate that health. He has just under 2 bars of health left. So drink another bit of coconut. A little bit of coconut water there, but that's not going to be enough to boost my health. If you can get your food level and your water level up to 100%, you start to regenerate health. And I just don't have enough stuff on me to generate my health up that quickly. I have some beans, so I'm not too worried about that. And that anchovy will definitely help my character regain his water level, his hydration meter, I guess. But I might need that for the morning. So right now I'm considering going into some shipwrecks to see if I can find some anchovies in there that I could use. Just another flashlight. Oh, man. Am I gonna go for it? I'm not even using my lantern. This is feeling too confident here at the end. Maybe the shark music isn't playing and I decide to trust it. It's hard to find that wreck, and I got beans out of it, a lashing, which will definitely help, and another battery. I had never considered before that perhaps Stranded Deep 2 is set in the post-apocalyptic world of when electric car batteries fail, and then the ocean becomes littered with electric car batteries. I guess that's a regular car battery. If it was an electric car battery, it would be 5 times larger and 10 times heavier. I don't end up crafting the engine for the boat very often. It seems like a waste of potatoes, and I don't think it's really going to make much of a difference in the transportation speed of my character. Getting some supplies ready because I'm also going to have to build a survival shelter, and I'll just sleep through the night to fast forward the potatoes growing. Those two fuel stills are really providing a lot of light on this side of the island. If you don't have a lantern, if you don't have a lantern to light up your island, the next best solution to light up your island at night is to build the clay oven, which you only need if you're going to make clay bricks, but the clay oven has a fire that never goes out, and you never need to refuel it, so it can always just be used as a light source, which can also help you find your island when you're sailing out in the dark. If you get close enough to it, you'll be able to see the light source. So find a coconut there. Continue to look for some supplies on this island. Maybe if I find another potato on this island, I can just eat it, and that'll add to his food supply. I think in total I need 10 coconuts for coconut flasks. I think I've already crafted a bunch of them, I'm just not sure how many. And probably I think it's 8 coconuts for the food parts. You split them in 2, and then they're then they count as 2 food pieces each, so that would be about 16 food parts. And I still have some of the beans on me. If you've attempted to do a speed run of Stranded Deep on console, I'd be very interested to know what time you were able to finish the game in. By time, I guess I mean how many days. I think I did write down the amount of time that it took me to complete the speed run. I think it was just under 4 hours. I slept through the night, and the fuel still burners are still going. Right now, it's not really going to make much of a difference. It's going to start day 6 pretty soon, and then as soon as day 6 starts, I have all day just to get to the exit point, which is only 1 island away, so maybe a 4 or 5 minute sail. So I'm just going to continue to get my crafting supplies ready, make the coconut waters that I need to make. And I'm still interested in seeing if I can find any more food supplies. So I think I'm going to go out to this pirate shipwreck. It looks a little bit too early in the day, but I'm not hearing shark noises here, so we're just going to go for it. If you stay close to the mast, if you stay close to the map on this shipwreck, and there's the one box inside of it, I got a lantern and a rope, so I guess not a complete loss. That's the only box on this shipwreck to check. If you stay close enough to the mast, if a shark comes, he's not going to be able to attack you while you're up against the mast. I guess it's just something about the hitbox that will make it so that the shark just refuses to attack you in that situation. But as soon as you swim away, you're fair game. That pirate shipwreck is always a bit of a risk for the one box. A lot of the time, there's going to be a poisonous snake or a lionfish in the stairwell that you have to swim down. Checking trees for some more coconuts. One of my favorite things with the shorter trees is that once a bat goes into the tree at nighttime, you can actually just hit him with an axe. And I've tried so many times to just jump in the air and try and axe a bat or a seagull out of the sky. I don't think I've ever had it work. That aloe vera plant there really is turned out to be a pretty useless object in the game. I don't think you ever really need to use it. In the one case in this playthrough where my SPF meter was low, it started to rain, so it didn't really matter. Usually, if you're just in the water hunting fish on a daily basis, you'll never have to worry about the SPF meter anyways, because being in the water reduces the effect of the sunlight. Or you could always just craft a floor panel in the sky to protect yourself from the ultraviolet rays. And there we see day 6 is just loaded in. And at this point, what I can say is that I'm doing way better than Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks wishes he could have got off that island in 6 days. Although I didn't find Wilson, so I guess it was a bit lonelier for me. Looks like the fuels are going to be done pretty soon, so this is the last check at the supplies that I have, make sure that I have everything ready. I'm not going to need any of those spears. There's nothing left for me to battle. So I'll just drop them all on the beach. The irony of having extra spears and running out of spears during the Luska boss battle. I think I managed to get Luska with a total of 38 spears. There's 2 that I missed. And then I ran out and had to hit Luska, I think, about 5 more times. So Luska probably would have taken a total of about 45 spears to finish that battle. Once the fuel is boiled, you saw me just chop down the fuel still boilers there, and I just took the gas canisters out of them. They were 100% full. And the fires actually kept going. I only destroyed the fuel still. Right now it looks like I'm getting ready to leave this island. I just noticed that the compass is still stuck on my raft, and I just couldn't get it off. It was in this awkward position where the waves make the character move a little bit, and as my character moves, I have a hard time distinguishing between the compass and the sail. So I guess that's just going to stay on my boat. Struggling to get on the boat. I like to push down into the water a little bit and then just jump on top of it. It almost makes me wish that there is like an enter vehicle button. Like if I could just press triangle and he would automatically just get on top of the boat instead of me pressing X to get on top of the boat and climb on top of it. Although his vertical leaping ability in the water, very impressive. Leaving the last island right now, I'm feeling pretty good. I have two crates on me that I need. I know that I've beaten my goal The original goal was under 10 days. Oh, and I just paused the game. Probably an Amazon package at my front door. This time I actually know what I went to the front door for, though, and I was really excited for it. I bought my son a skateboard for his birthday, and it's like a legitimate skateboard, right? Not like a Walmart skateboard. This skateboard is called a Micro. It was from Skate Mafia, and I can't wait to give it to him. Like, his birthday's not for like another 6 months, but you're going to want to buy presents throughout the year, just so that when Christmas time comes up, like Christmas and birthdays, that you already have a good stockpile. This is what being in Boy Scouts taught me as a kid. Always be prepared. You can see the whale has actually come out there for a second. And I was just thinking that I spent quite a bit of time in the ocean sailing from island to island. And I didn't have too many difficulties with sharks. I never saw the whale shark. And in this last instance here, we managed to see the humpback whale. The humpback whale I think, is a pretty good size for the game. With that being said, the Megalodon is way too small. And as I mentioned in my last video, the Megalodon-sized rabbit hole that I went down trying to find Megalodon information on the internet, the best evidence was a video that someone had recorded of a humpback whale, like the one in this game, where the entire back section of the whale is missing. It's just gone, and it looks like a pretty clean, like, chopped in half. And I have no idea what could possibly do that other than a giant predator in the ocean. I guess the argument is that it could have been chopped off by a boat's propeller. I just don't see whales wanting to be anywhere close to the engine noise of a propeller in the ocean. That could also just be AI, you know. I sent one of my buddies a video of Eddie Van Halen doing the elephant sound, which is definitely a sound you've probably never heard a guitar make before. His response is, "How do I know it's real?" So you're right. I'm pretty sure Eddie Van Halen was just AI. You know, I don't know if seeing is believing anymore. Certainly not with the things that I could do in Photoshop. So I'm just deconstructing the boat at the moment. I got a couple lashings out of that. Not as many as I was hoping for. So we'll just leave it there. And there's no point. I'm never going to see that little raft again. And let's hope I make this jump. It's going to be embarrassing if I don't make that jump right there. I really struggle to make this jump a lot in the game. I'm gonna go up the stairs. I wish more of this boat was open to explore. You know, maybe you could find some really cool stuff at the end of the boat, because when you finish the game, it always asks you like where you want to save, right? And you know, maybe if I could find some cool stuff in the boat, like that machete that you get for completing the playthrough with the starting crate, like maybe that would give me a little bit more of a reason to not exit the game and to go back and spend a little bit more time exploring. There's certainly more things that I could have found. I never even found an island with any of the survivors on it, or at least the remnants of previous survivors. I'm just dropping all of the coconut waters. We'll see. It looks like I think he came up a little bit short there, actually. Yeah, I was a little bit short on coconut waters, but I do have some extra coconuts with me, and I do have the extra rope that I picked up from the raft, from the little boat that I destroyed, and that's going to get me enough coconut water. His health is still really low. I'm at 2 bars. So we'll fill up all of the supplies, and any additional supplies that I have left over, my character can just use, get his health up a little bit. Toss these stinking boxes out of here. I'm not going to need those. I just need to fill up the food supplies. Let's drop in the... I had 3 cans of beans, and now I'm going to split the coconuts into 2, and each coconut will split into 2 parts, count as 2 food parts. So I'm definitely going to have enough coconuts to fill up food supplies. This was something that I had seen Speedy Deep do, and this was a great strategy. It was something that I would not have thought of by myself. 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's going to fill up the food. My OCD of counting everything that I'm doing in this game. There's some extra. I dropped it on the floor. He could have eaten that. Oh, let's fill up the gas canister. There goes the fuel for the plane. Hopefully that is enough fuel to get me to Florida, where freedom reigns supreme. And Skate Park of Tampa has been in business for over 35 years. Like, if I could move anywhere in the world, I would want to live in Tampa Bay, Florida, just so I could be by the Skate Park of Tampa. Like, I live in Canada, so I've never been by any sort of alligators or anything like that. There aren't really lizards out here. There aren't any really dangerous snakes out here either. So certainly Florida would be a change, but just to be that close to the home of skateboarding is definitely worth it. We're going to get in the airplane. Oh, it looked like it fast forwarded the time a little bit right there. I wish I had have checked my watch and just gone through all the statistics on his watch before exiting the game, because the statistics would show you that I'm on day 6. My cooking skill is absolute 0, so I managed to do the glamping challenge that I'd set out for myself. And even more important than that, not only did I manage to beat my personal best time of 10 days, I managed to beat what I even thought was possible. I thought 7 to 8 days was possible, and now I think 5 days is possible. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't think I'm going to do another speed run. I think I'm going to leave a window, just a window of opportunity there, to see if there's anybody else on console who can beat 6 days. Plane is going to take off. I think maybe my guy could have been. He must have been some sort of pilot. Clearly has the skills. You know, maybe he was like a fighter pilot or something. I mean, I can. If you put me in a plane and ask me to fly it, I would probably ask you to call the ambulance first, just so that when I crash, they're going to be right beside me. And how beautiful it is to finally be leaving after only 6 days, less than a business week. Yeah. So I'm really happy with this. Really happy with this run. And I hope that you've enjoyed watching it. I hope that my commentary was audibly pleasing to hear and at a correct level. Hopefully it gave you some things to think about. Maybe it's inspired you to create your own speed run and beat my time. I will put in the description of the videos for all 5 video parts. I'll put into the description the seed number that I was doing so that you can try this exact seed out for yourself. And thank you for watching.